Greetings, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Inner Light Ministries, to our weekly online gathering. I'm Rev D, Reverend Deborah Johnson. It is, as always, a real honor and a pleasure to be spending this time with you. Out of all the places that you could be in the world at this exact moment, you're here. Just breathe that in for a moment. We're here by divine appointment. It is no accident that something transpires here that uplifts, that inspires, that none of us leave the same people that we were when we first started this program. Let's let that sink in for a moment. It's particularly relevant for our topic today about being called up and called out. Called up and called out. If you are looking at this when it is originally airing on August the 2nd, 2026, later on this afternoon, during our monthly in-person gathering that we have at the Resource Center for Nonviolence in Santa Cruz, California, it's a very special time. It's a special, very special time of dedication and recommitment. During our regular gathering time from 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific time, we're going to be doing a rededication. All of the people are invited who have graduated out of Inner Light Ministries Practitioner of Higher Consciousness program to come and to renew their practitioner oath. It's been 25 years since I became a minister, 40 years since I became a practitioner. So I'm going to be renewing my practitioner oath as well as my ministerial oath. And we will be ordaining Reverend Julie Corquitas Wooden as an Inner Light minister. She got ordained a year ago at the One Spirit Institute, where she had been studying. It also airs online. So I invite you to come to our YouTube channel afterwards. I'll say more about this at the end. But it's just to let you know that the things that we're talking about today are really featured around this idea of being called up and being called out. Okay. Take a breath. You hear me say that quite often, and I mean it literally in that moment. Take a breath. Take a breath. We're going to review Inner Light's purpose statement. Inner Light is an open, diverse, inclusive community of individuals and organizations dedicated to spiritual transformation. We provide tools for activating higher possibilities by applying universal spiritual principles to all circumstances. Our aim is personal and global healing through the omni-faith energy of love and the revealing of our own inner light. Promoting life's sacred interconnectedness, we embody spiritual oneness, appreciate individualized expressions, and honor all paths that lead to spiritual truth, justice, and ecological regeneration. Let's just take a breath. Take a breath. And that's not just a statement about us as an organization. It's a creed of sort of how it is that we live our lives. So even in these oaths and ministerial vows that I talked about that we'll be doing later on this afternoon, it's not pledging to an organization. It's not about that. Many of our graduates are practicing in other spiritual communities. Some of them have moved out of the area and even into other countries. And they're going to be participating online too, as they can. But this purpose statement speaks to a calling. It speaks to a way of being in the world. And if you're here, I'm sure there's something within that that's resonating with you. It's resonating with you as well. Let's take a breath. Take a breath. So one of these tools that we offer every week are affirmative activations. They are exactly 100 words. 100 words. 100 words to help us realign, to help us recalibrate, to remember the truth of our being, of who it is that we are. As they come on your screen, I'm going to invite you to say these affirmative activations with me. Spirit keeps calling us up and calling us out. Spirit knows our divine potential, which must be reached for its own fulfillment. Life neither colludes with nor cosigns our resistance or retreat. It reminds us of the power that is innately ours, the creativity yet to be expressed. Every moment of every day provides an opportunity to deepen the yes in our hearts. We yield to inner guidance and direction, to care more, to give more. We commit to rising above our own folly, to renewing our minds. We heed the call to step into our greater yet to be. Just breathe that in for a moment. Just breathe it in. Notice if there's something that you find yourself quickly resonating with. Maybe it's we commit to rising above our own folly, to renewing our own mind. Where spirit keeps calling us up and calling us out. You may say, oh, yeah, I understand that. Notice if there anything in there that's aspirational, something that you might have to grow into a little bit. Maybe it's something like life neither colludes with nor cosigns our resistance or retreat. Or every moment of every day provides an opportunity to deepen the yes in our heart. It's the repetition of the affirmations that allows them to take root in our consciousness. It's the repetition that gets us to the point where we can embody it. So I invite you now, maybe you might want to get your phone, take a photo of the screen, or if you're on a computer, do a screenshot. You can find these on our website, innerlightministries.org, or you can come back to the YouTube archive where this is streaming live now and will stay up after it's finished. Just be with it. Be with it. And as you do, you'll find it'll take root and bear very sweet fruit. Take a breath. And to further help prepare our consciousness for the being called up and being called out, we're going to listen to Josh Groban and You Raise Me Up. If you're familiar with the song, I invite you to even sing along to it.
comfort and be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Just breathe that in. Breathe that in. Being called up and being called out. As the affirmative activations were saying that life, God, spirit, the great I am, the infinite wisdom, whatever it is that you want to call it, knows you. Listen to what I'm saying. It's not indifferent to you. It knows you. It expresses itself in, through, and as you. Not just in spite of who we are, but because of who we are. And the great I am, in order for it to fulfill itself, wants everything in the universe living up to its highest and its greatest potential. Listen to what I'm saying. beauty, music, art, mathematics, peace, joy, love. All of these things are part of our spiritual DNA. It's who we are because we are made in the image and the likeness, the same creative energy field out of the energy field that creates everything. And it wants to express through us. It wants more music, more creativity, more joy, more love, more beauty, more art, more collaboration, more justice, more hope, more strength, more it wants to be all of itself all of the time. All of itself all of the time. And as it said in affirmative activation, it does not collude. You know, to collude is when you go along with something. You go along with its aims, you go along with its motives, and you become a part of the way that it actualizes itself. That would be at cross purposes. That would be at cross purposes. That would be like love colluding with you in more ways in which you can shut your heart down. Love's not going to do that. Okay. It would be like music colluding with you and finding more ways where you let the music stop within you. It is not going to do that. And no matter how much we try to run away, no matter how much we try to dummy down, to play small, to act like we're powerless or whatnot, universe is like, nope. That notion of co-signing is popular in 12-step program. It's like if you go to buy something and you have a co-signer, okay, and that co-signer not only agrees with you, but the co-signer says that in the event that you're not able to fulfill your obligation, like I'll fulfill it with you, for you. It becomes that collusion thing again. It's the being an accomplice, so to speak. That idea in 12-step programs is that instead of you going to the people who are going to call you out, you go to the people who are going to co-sign, the ones that are going to agree with you, the ones that are going to enable you, the ones who are not going to bring to your attention the ways that your faulty thinking is taking you in the wrong directions. Being called up is when we are being called to greater potentialities within us. Okay. It's like to up your game. When you're being called out, that's when you're being corrected. When you're being called out, you are being shown the ways in which your actions, your attitudes, the things that you're doing, choices you're making are at cross purposes with where it is that you say that you want to go. Okay. So if I'm being called up, let's just say, I don't know, you have somebody in your family who wants to go back to school, get higher education. You say, okay, you may call them up. Like, yes, you can. You can do this. What do you like? What do you want to do? You're smart, you're capable. Give them pep talks, okay, about their divine potentiality. That's calling them up, okay? Calling them out is when you help them see the ways in which they are getting in their own way. Okay? Calling you out about it might be something like, well, whenever it seems to get a little bit tough, you bail. You let yourself get too sidetracked in the drama of what's going on in your life and in other people's lives. If you're really going to do this, it means you're going to have to reprioritize some things. Okay? You may not be able to hang out with your friends quite as much or spend as many hours sitting there playing video games. Okay? I support you in going back to school, but you're going to have to give something. You're going to have to change. Okay? So that called up are things that you need to embrace. And the called out is about things you've got to let go of as well. Okay, let that sink in for a moment. Okay? So spirit does both. Does both. Okay? It reminds us of the capacities and the capabilities that we have. And it also will chide us, so to speak, in very loving way, but let us know the gig is up. The gig is up. That if you really want to be sober, you can't keep going to that bar every night. It's not happening. Okay, you really want to have this loving relationship, you can't keep going off. Okay, you want there to be more trust in the relationship, you're gonna have to forgive. Okay? You can't keep monitoring their activities to make sure they're not cheating. That if you really want to develop some trust, you're gonna have to learn how to forgive too. Okay, breathe that in. This is what the universe does to us all of the time. But feel this balance. Feel the balance. Because in order for us to really progress along our spiritual path, we have to do both. We have to do both. Some of us have an inner critic, not some of us, we all have an inner critic that's constantly calling us out, constantly in a negative way, showing us our shortfalls, the lack, the limitation, the difficulties, the challenges that are ahead. And we're so busy listening to that, we internally are not also calling ourselves up. We're just judging ourselves and constantly calling ourselves out. And if that's all you're doing is calling yourself out, instead of going up, energetically, you will go down. On the other hand, sometimes we're busy saying all our affirmations and being positive, and we're constantly recalibrating and trying to go up, always wanting to go up in our energetic field. But we're not taking the time to heal, to feel, deal, and heal. We're not calling ourselves out on what we need to let go of or what we need to change. I'm reminded of a parable in the Bible about the sower and the seed. And in this parable, it says that the sower went out to sow the seed, and that the seed fell on these 4 different kinds of terrain. It fell on the roadside, it fell on the rocky places, the hilly places, the thorns and the thistles, and the fertile ground. And it goes on to explain what happens to the seed in each of these environments. And the parable is likening seed to ideas and soil to our minds, explaining the cultivation process that we have to do in our minds to hold on to certain seeds. So when it talks about the roadside, no planting has taken place. Okay, it's just like dropped on the ground. It says the birds just come and take it away. In order to really plant something, something's got to be unearthed. Something has to be moved. It has to be shaken. It has to be some space made. And too many of us are doing that. When we're being called up, we're just dropping the seeds by the wayside. We're not doing any work to have it really sink in. And then it talks about the rocky places. These are places where it's terraced terrain, and there are thin layers of soil that are on top of the rocks. So what happens is that the seeds sprout very quickly, but because the soil is shallow, when the heat of the sun heats up the rocks, it scorches the roots. So the roots shrivel and the plant dies quickly. And then it talks about the thorns and the thistles, basically saying you plant it, but you're not doing any weeding. And the weeds are growing faster than your plant. And eventually, the weeds wind up choking out the plant. And then there's some seed that falls in the fertile soil, and there's this abundance that happens. Okay. This is the story of where all of us are in consciousness. Sometimes when we're just calling ourselves up all the time, but we're not weeding, we're not taking away the rocks, we're just letting things grow in the thorns and the thistles, it chokes it. We're not getting anywhere. Okay. We have to do both. We have to allow Spirit to call us up, and we have to be willing to be called out. Take a breath. And can we do it with love? Can we do it with love? Really ask yourself that. Can you call yourself up with love, not as competition, not as contrast or comparison, not trying to live up to yours or somebody else's expectations? Can you see the potential in your own self and want it actualized, not just for you, but for the glory of giving the gifts? See, that the world is just a better place for your creativity. It's a better place for your love. It's a better place for your joy. This is part of the oaths and the renewal of the vows that I'll be taking later on this afternoon, renewing both my practitioner vows and my ministerial vows, which is about a commitment to live a certain kind of way, to keep striving for it. Like a couple of weeks ago, we were celebrating the 4th of July stuff in the 250-year anniversary of the United States. And I was talking about towards a more perfect union. How there's always the ideal. The ideal is like it's a North Star. It's a guiding light. It's something to aspire towards. You don't get mad and frustrated because you didn't fulfill the whole thing. You can never fulfill all of it in a lifetime. But the fact that you can't fulfill it all is no reason to not move towards it or not to try. The total fulfillment of it isn't the purpose. The purpose is to get closer to it. The purpose is to become something along the way on the journey. Because life is not the destination. It's who we become along the way. Who do we become along the way? When you allow yourself to be called up and called out, you learn more about the who that you are. I can remember how I got the call to ministry at an early age as a teenager, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. And literally the day before I turned 40, because I'd promised God that by the time I was 40, I'd do something about it. I'd started the Vision Corps for Inner Light Ministries. I hadn't even completed ministerial school at that point. I had dropped out for almost 10 years. But as fate would have it, I wind up in a pulpit, essentially as an interim minister in the Religious Science Church in Santa Cruz. And an in-between minister point, where Spirit is like, no, you're going to do this. You're going to do this. I do a lot of prison outreach work. And I know when I've talked to folks who wind up with loved ones who are incarcerated and they get all down and out about their life being ruined and all what they want to accomplish. And I just tell them, look, if that's their life mission, you know what? They're going to do it and they're going to fulfill it. It just may look different. But they'll wind up doing it on the inside. There was this exquisite conversation I remember having with this guy, Giovanni. He was a guitar player, and he taught himself how to play the guitar once he got inside prison as a teenager. I don't know how old he was. He's probably at this point, late 20s, early 30s. Really, really handsome guy. And I remember there was this one time where we're waiting for the class to start that we were about to do. And I heard him playing. And I was just so moved by it. I knew that there were some percussive instruments, a kunga, and a couple of other things in this closet, in this area where we were. So I pulled out the kunga, and he and I just had this moment where I was doing a little percussive stuff, with him. And he was just so good. And I asked my folks to afterwards to really, listen to him. And he was explaining to me his life and how he wanted to get out. And another person who had gotten out before him was telling him that he'd made these connections and perhaps he could hook it up with the record label and all of that. And I literally got his autograph. I said, I want your autograph now, because I know you're going to do great things. And I looked at him because he was going to be transferred. I said, I don't want to see you in here again. Okay. And he just shook his head. Oh, he was strumming and said, you don't have to worry about me. I'm not coming back here. And he just kept strumming. And then he looked at me with this wink. And he said, I know why the caged bird sings. And I remember it brought a tear to my eye when I heard him say that. I don't know what its heritage was. It obviously was some Latinx, something or another. Like I said, really, really handsome guy. He didn't sing. He didn't write music. He didn't play the guitar. He didn't do any of that before he got in prison. And he talked about how he just heard another guy playing the guitar, and that with any off time that they had, that they just taught each other. Drum is optional. Okay. If there's something that you're being called to do, something that you're being called to be, say yes. You don't have to understand how. You don't have to keep calling yourself out about why you haven't done it or how could it even be possible. You don't have to figure out the logistics and all because every vision comes with its own provision. Your only job is to say yes. That's it. In your vision boards or your affirmations, you may have some ideas about how you think that might express, but don't get too attached. Don't get too attached. Okay? You don't know what it's going to look like. The vision boards aren't there for you to actualize all the things that you've outlined. The vision boards are to put you in motion, to get you into possibility consciousness so that you can keep expanding, so that you can keep opening, so that you can keep getting called up. Because whatever God has in store for you, it's better than what you thought of. It's better. It's easier. It's more cost effective. It's grander. It's more impactful. It's all of that. But you can't know that from where you are. You just have to say yes. You just have to say yes. You just have to follow the breadcrumbs. I just completed or it's about to complete tomorrow a workshop that I've been doing called Trusting Your Inner Voice. Okay. How is it that you move beyond the doubt and the anxiety? And in this workshop, I outlined 3 of what I call the big showstoppers, so to speak. The things that bother our ego self and make it difficult for us to trust, our inner voice. And one of them is how we rarely get the whole picture. We rarely get the whole picture. And we're called to act upon whatever it is that is before us. Like following the breadcrumbs or just getting pieces to the puzzle. And we want to see the whole puzzle before we say yes. Universe isn't rolling like that. Okay? I'm just saying. The likelihood of you getting the whole picture, nope. Nope. And the more we want the whole picture, that's what I'm saying, the less likely you are to get it, because you're wanting it is the evidence of how many conditions you're trying to put on the yes. And the universe is not going to collude with that. Okay? The less attachment you have to how it's all going to unfold, the more likelihood that it is that more of the pieces of the puzzle can and will be revealed to you. Just saying. You do what is before you to do. Well, what about? The universe isn't dealing with your whatabouts. Okay? It is not going to collude with you in your narrative of what the so-called limitations are because of the so-called facts. It's just not going to do that. It's going to call you up, and it's going to call you out. The more appreciative you are of that, the more magnificent the experience will be. Melissa Felipe has a song she wrote a long time ago called Kicking and Screaming Down the Road of Transformation. We can go kicking and screaming, but it's kind of pointless. We don't have to go through all that drama. If you just accept the fact that life is a journey, that every day we're growing, every day we expand, and every day we recalibrate. There's something that drops off. There's some way of being that gets fine-tuned a little bit. See, there's nothing rigid in that. There's no, well, this is just who I am, and blah, 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 blah. No, there's the expectation, being with a flow. Okay, it's this way now, and then it's going to shift, and then it's going to change. It'll be a little more of this. It'll be a little less of that. It looks like it's going over there, and whoop, it'll come back around to here. When we're, it's almost like a spiritual Aikido, where we're going with the flow with it. Not only do we enjoy life more, but we're more spiritual available. And spirit can use us more. So welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. You may not have formally completed some kind of training program or whatever, but I invite you to recommit, to do some sort of dedication where you are dedicating your life to the all to the all that Spirit ordained you to be. You don't even have to know what it all is. Just say yes. We breathe that in. And let's take it to prayer. Yes. Yes, 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 and more yes. Yes is the foundation stone. Yes is the anchor. Yes at the beginning. Yes to life. Yes to oneness. Yes to the goodness. In this moment right now, everything, every cell, every tissue, every fiber, every organ, everything within our body temple says yes. Everything in our emotional field, our psychological field, everything in our consciousness says yes. We say yes with our bank account. We say yes with our careers. We say yes with our relationships, our activism work, transformations. We're just yes on legs. We're just yes. Use me, God. Use me, universe. Whenever, wherever. To be that blessing, to speak that word, to lend that hand, to offer that smile, that word of encouragement. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you for not colluding. Thank you for not going along with my plans, no matter how much I beg you to. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. In this moment right now, my yes, say, not my will, but thine be done. I know, Mother, Father, God, you're trying to give us everything. Everything. And there are not too many everys in everything because you come in one size all. We accept it all. All. You come as all needs met. Health in the body temple. Financial sustenance, emotional stability. You come as reconciliation, collaboration. Clean air, clean water, food, clothing, housing, safety. You come as opportunity. It's how you show up. It's creativity and balance, wholeness, alignment, spiritual availability, clarity, divine right order in action. These are your calling cards. It's your essence which we share. Thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you for comforting in that midnight hour. for the grieving heart, for those wondering what's next. I know that you were there, that every single person receives the guidance that they need. We just breathe that in. And if there's a prayer request on your heart, something that you're needing to needing some support in, could be something you're struggling with. It could be something you just want somebody to stand in agreement with you for the blessing. Whatever it is, so-called large, small, personal, global matter, give us a call. 831-465-9090 at extension 254. That's the number to our prayer line. You can also send us an email, the number 4 and the word prayer at innerlightministries.com. Our prayer practitioners will pray with you, reach out to you. There's no charge. Donations are gladly accepted. But there's no reason why not. Okay? We're all community, and we're here to serve. So please avail yourself of that. We take another breath. Yes, and as I've mentioned throughout this message, that there's an event that's happening this afternoon Pacific time, at the Resource Center for Nonviolence in Santa Cruz. If you are around, you are invited to come on by. It's shown on your screen. If you are not around, please, you can check us out online at our YouTube channel, Inner Light Ministries live stream, where we are doing recommitment, we're doing ordination, and it's just this wonderful time. Jamie Lula is our musical inspiration. He's such a deep person. The prayer chambers that we're going to be doing, it's going to be a full-on experience, okay? So we invite you to participate in that. And also check out our website for information about workshops and classes and other activities and things that are going on. So we take that breath. We move into our offertory time, our time of conscious contribution. I say thank you. Thank you for allowing yourself to be a resource sourced by the one source. You'll see upon your screen that there are a number of different ways in which you can make that gift. You can use a QR code that's there. You might prefer a text to give. All of these have a reoccurring option on them, which I encourage you to take a look at. You might want to do Cash App. You can reach us. Maybe you want to do straight from your bank account, from Zelle. The Venmo still has a glitch in it, but any of the other options there are working absolutely fine. If you want to mail something in, you can mail it to P.O. Box 1029 in SoCal, California, 95073. And know that as an independent spiritual community, that we literally are thriving off of the donations. The donations that come in from you, that come in from other people who participate in our programming. It's not a membership church. You don't have to join, but if you were aligning with this consciousness, and this is the kind of message that you want to see go out there and to empower people to live it, I invite you to give, and to give generously. As we bless these gifts and tithes right now, we know that our every act produces abundance. We dare to give freely unto the truth that sets us free. We release this gift knowing it returns to us 1,000-fold. 1,000-fold. We get out of the way. We allow it to be. And so it is. It's not a one-way street. Your generosity returns to you. Yeah. So I thank you for spending time with us today. Please come back. You can follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Come back and go over the affirmations again, either through the archives or through our website. And if you are around and you're looking at this in real time, August the 2nd, 2026, we really invite you to participate with the ordination and rededication activities happening today. Take a breath. Take a breath. And I invite you to say our inner light motto with me. Take this consciousness and multiply it. See you again soon.